people and audiences that come together, right? Where are they congregating? So I'm not going to Apple and going, show by show by show by show. I'm like, oh, this one, how do I reach out? And spending all this time, people are congregating, right? I think is that how you and I met originally?
Yes, we were in a podcast collaboration group, and that's where I found a ton of guests once I ran out of friends, when I first started.
Right.
And that it's been such a great thing, because you can go on there and you can be a host looking for guests, or you can be a guest looking for hosts. You don't have to have a podcast to be in these groups. And that's important to know. It's very important to know. And a lot of people's VAs, virtual assistants, or PR people or other assistants are in there for the people that they're trying to get on podcasts. So there's a lot of opportunity in those. Absolutely.
Yeah. So again, for me, it's what's the fastest way? What's the shortest point to where I'm going? And it's all where people hanging out, right? And so we want to speak to our ideal client. Where are they hanging out? They're hanging out in your show. I want to get on somebody's show. Where all the hosts hanging out? They're hanging out here in this collab group, right? Let's go talk over there and meet people. So that's I guess I moved on to step 2 without actually, you asked about step 1, but then step 2, we reach out, right?
Giving it all away. That's right. Okay, so it's going to be Friday the 11th, because I don't know what day it is at all today, or the day this goes live. So it's going to be Friday the 11th. We're doing the Q&A with Jeremy at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific time, right?
Yes.
So
when all my kids are
asking him, I don't know, but and then we're going to tell you about our webinar shortly at the end of the podcast. So while I was looking for that, I'm trying to remember what I was going to ask you, because you made some really good points there. And I'll drop that podcast collab link in the show notes in my group today, so that you guys can check it out if you want to do the same thing. It's a great group, and it's grown quickly, so check it out. We've collaborated twice now. You came back to me a year later to talk about something, and I had ideas, and it turned into this whole webinar plan. And that's exactly to speak to exactly what you're talking about. These things organically become other things when the relationship is good, and you've got something that will work for both of you. So you're benefiting yourself by benefiting others. And that's how it should be. You should be getting benefit while benefiting others. And, it's okay to be selfless in business, but it's not profitable to do it all the time. So let's also talk about how it can benefit you. So you're doing the live training, you've got an offer with the movie marketing, and I mean, I'm looking at the VIP page, and I'm not going to give that out, but they got to go to you for that. But you've got stuff about lead magnets and customer avatars. I mean, you've got some fantastic stuff in here that people don't know how to do, and they can try to YouTube it, and you absolutely can, but that only gets you so far. At some point, you need guidance on how to personalize it for yourself. And that's what you're offering. That's what you're doing with this training. Okay.
Well, we're truncating time, right? Like that's the other thing is, yes, you can go on YouTube and find anything. We've got the YouTube University, right? And you can figure it all out. Going back, I wasn't planning on talking so much about this, but go back to that print marketing business that I bought, and I was suffering so much, and I didn't know what I didn't know. Well, really, all I was in was a vicious trial and error loop, right? I would try something. I would trial and error. And then I'd figure out, I'm like, great. And I can move forward. And then boom, I crashed into another wall, and trial and error. And what we're talking about. So that was me, like on YouTube. What should I do now? I didn't have a proper map. I didn't even know what direction I should be going, let alone what I should be doing. Right. And so the idea here, and why there's all this stuff in here, is in a very short period of time, you are going to know this, and you're going to complete this bridge, right? This is not going to be a half-built bridge. If you come to this masterclass, you are going to sign up for that podcast collab group. You're going to get in there, and you're going to post something that day, and you're going to look to meet with somebody and make it happen, right? Because it's inevitable if you actually do the work, right? Like you got to move, you got to take action, and it could be imperfect, and you're going to fail. And this is also where you put in your reps, right? Like if you're working out, right? If you're getting better and better at something, you got to do it, right? And so that's also the benefit of speaking on other people's platforms is that you're honing your message. You're figuring out what people like. You're getting a response. You know, we all sit in our bubbles and we come up with these ideas and these plans, and we're learning stuff, but we never fully complete the learning process and what it's going to be until we put it out into the world and get feedback, right? Because again, it's not about us, right? And so we make assumptions until we can actually have actual responses that change and hone in everything from our offer to our message to our fulfillment and what people want. And you just get better and better at it.
That's so true. Excuse me. That's so true. And, you know, now you can't go out to network groups and talk in person and, you know, refine that elevator speech. You know, you think you got it down, and then you go and you see that people react a little differently depending on how you say it. So if you're not ready to go live on a podcast or do, you know, a live video with someone else's platform, show up at in person if you have them, or Zoom networking groups, because tons of these networking groups have gone from local to national by going online. You can find them on Eventbrite. You can find them on, you know, the Empower Network platform that I'm on, and hone that 1 minute speech there, hone your pitch there, talk to people there where it's not going to be going at national until you feel comfortable with it. That's okay. And, you know, there's that fail fast theory. I've been hearing a lot about that lately. Fail fast, go in, make your mistake, correct it, move on. You're going to get better. Don't be afraid to fail. And, you know, that's an excellent point. It really is an excellent point.
It's machine learning, right? That's like when we talk about AI and machine learning, that's what it's doing, except for the computer doesn't have an emotional response to the failure, right? And so a computer just goes, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try this. And it fails and fails and fails. And then it works and it bypasses that and then goes to the next thing and fails and fails and fails until it works. And then once everything works from start to finish, then you turn it up, right? And you just start like, go, 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 go. And with us humans, us live people, we get emotionally, you know, hurt. It didn't work, and we get sad and we get depressed. And listen, I'm an emotional person, right? I'm like a creative at heart, so I'm super emotional, and I got to remind myself that it's okay, that like this feedback is just feedback, and we make adjustments. And you know, if I'm too down, or if my energy is not there, I just stop. I don't power through it. I go take a walk, I meditate, I do something to get myself out of that and get back into being grateful and optimistic and move forward again.
Yeah, it's okay to feel the feelings, but don't let them stop you.
Right.
Don't let them stop you if you can do that. You know, and if it does stop you, start again. You know, everybody's different. Everybody can get through that in their own way, but you can start again. Yeah. Like you said, I mean, you've set out some of the things you've had failures at and successes at. And, you know, we're basically writing Jeremy's movie right now in this podcast, but we're going on an emotional roller coaster with Jeremy. So, you know, the formula is there. He made me laugh. He made me cry. He made me concerned about his business. So, not this one though, because this one's doing great. Yes. So, and by the way, we didn't even say it's Golden Octopillar.
Golden Octopillar. Yeah.
Even say it? I don't think you even said it.
We have not even said it yet.
Yeah. You know, the Golden Octopillar, which to me just sounds like a movie monster. It's so cool.
I am a
Golden Octopillar versus Mothra. Yeah.
No, I'm a huge monster movie fan, especially like the old monsters, like retro 50s, like giant anything. I'm in, you know.
Yep. My husband refers to those little twins with Mothra all the time as jokes. So I didn't even know they existed. I had to go back and watch the movie again to see what he's talking about. So I'm just picturing like the Golden Octopillar, Mothra, and the twins now. So
Mothra, how cool is like Mothra, right? Like it's a giant moth.
Yeah,
like,
it's either terrifying or cuddly, depending on how you feel about insects. To me, I'd be like, can I ride it? So, you know, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer a dragon, but I'll take Mothra given the choice. So, and then there's King, you know, Godzilla and King Kong. You know, you drop in those movie names over there, you cool Hollywood guy. So I feel cooler just by association. Let me tell you,
it's all an illusion.
Yeah. So now that we're talking about movies, I'm going to go off on my Dune tangent real quick. I made Jeremy, when I first talked to him, tell me if, as a child of the 80s, I was going to be disappointed with the new Dune before it came out. I mean, you put Jason Momoa in your advertising, it's probably, you know, something I'm going to say. But other than that, and he said, nope, you're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to be disappointed. And I was not. So thank you.
It was awesome, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Unfortunately for Jeremy, we didn't see it in 3D, but I will.
Well,
So.
there's this, I don't know if you know that, but there's this little virus running around right now that's making it hard to go to movie theaters sometimes.
Oh, yeah, not a computer virus on the 3D, but something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
The damn demic. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, no, we can still go. We have a tiny little movie theater here, so I'll just sit in the back. It'll be fine. But yeah, we really enjoyed it. So, and I got to say, I know somebody who worked on the effects on this. I know somebody who produced part of this.
You stay long enough to see my name go by. Oh, I know that.
That's right. Look, there he is. Yeah. So, and as a matter of fact, my husband's only question for you is when's the next one coming out? So he was pretty happy. Yeah.
Which is a
So,
good question. It is a good question. It is coming.
He's not going to tell me on this podcast, guys. So don't get excited. So, so getting back to the movie making. So, you've got something like Dune. The studio's got to market this movie.
Yeah.
And one of the things, talking about live video, talk about different ways you can market and get out there. Social media and getting things shared by the people.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you about, what you thought. This isn't video necessarily, but when you go up to a movie theater now for years, they don't just have a poster. Movie posters used to be it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got a cutout
Yep.
of the stars by go with a line, even if you're not there to see that movie. And then they have these whole scenes, these whole cardboard cutout scenes in the lobby, because they know people will take their camera out and take a picture and share it, and they'll hashtag it. Mm-hmm. So what I'm thinking is that if I want someone to talk about something, and I tell clients this all the time, do the little, photo sheet in the corner. I just had my teeth cleaned, or, I just did this. That's all movie marketing too. And it's not exactly what you're talking about here with the platforms, but I like the idea of it getting shared.
Yes.
And if you're doing video and if you're doing platforms and you're doing podcasts, we're hoping people are sharing those too.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the part of the strategy that helps people get involved and engaged with movies? Like you said, you see it everywhere. And now it's like part of your day and you can't wait for this to come out. Like, how do we get that excitement?
Yeah. No, I'm picking up what you're putting down. So one of the things, like one of the initial responses a lot of times is, because I'll say like, do this, use this strategy to become, an A-list celebrity brand, right? So that when it comes time to picking, when a customer or a client, it comes time to choose a business, you are the only sensible choice, right? So how are you gonna do that, right? And then we talk about this, and I say, you're gonna go on all these platforms, but here's the thing, it's gonna be recorded. Not only is it gonna be audio, it could be video. I've done podcasts where I've just set my phone up. So like you and I are talking, but I've set my phone up in a way that's recording me and the background how I want it, right? And so now I have all my responses. They can't hear the person because usually I have my headphones in, but you can screen record. You can, like, you're recording this, right? This will appear somewhere. I can grab it. We can talk about it. I could say, hey, can I get a copy of that recording? And then we can take this and we can chop it all up, right? Because, people are like, oh, I don't want to be on social media all the time. Like, I have a family. I'm busy. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't know what to say. I'm shy and I'm an introvert. Totally get it. I don't want to be on social media all day either. That's the last thing I want to do. And of course, then like the family hates it. What are you doing, Dad? Hey, babe, what are you doing? Like, why are you staring at your phone? Like, I want to be present and enjoy my life and my family, right? So we record these interviews. You go on a podcast, YouTube, whatever platform on it gets recorded. That then gets chopped up, right? Either you or a VA, somebody that works for you, chops it all up. And now you have quote cards, right? You can just take a quote and put it on a beautiful background and put your name on. This is my quote that I said, right? And you have that. You've got audio clips, you've got video clips, right? And so you get all this stuff, and now you can repurpose it and put it everywhere. You can put it all over your social media. I like to put, 5 things on Instagram a week, 5 things on Facebook a week, and then 2 months down the line, swap them, right? So it's like, it's multiplying. So like content is already ready to go months down the line from today. And then you still can do like your stories and your lives and the fun stuff and whatnot, but you're hitting those key things. So when people look you up, you've been quoted, you're being interviewed, like you are a leader in your industry, right? But, and I think I got this from you, so this is 100% credit goes right back to you. Why is not, when you start thinking about what you're going to talk about, and kind of thinking about opportunities for sound bites and hashtags, it should